So you want to work with Trinity's team, Eric92creative.com. They're going to create 100,000 jobs over the next several years. So he's well on his way, and you can help him. You can get some video production, you get a website done. They have creatives everywhere that are awesome. So you saw the video they produced for us. Our team can't produce that kind of video, so definitely give it a chance. I'm going to share a quick story for you of why I'm still in this work. Back in 2004, I had been volunteering for a Child's Hope for a little bit and had the opportunity to go to Haiti. And had the wonderful opportunity to visit a variety of orphanages. And one of the orphanages I visited is a place called Mother Teresa's Orphanage. And in Mother Teresa's Orphanage, they don't say no to any kid that shows up. And because of that, a lot of the kids are in really rough shape when they show up. And I walked in and I saw, the smell of urine was overpowering. And I went in, I walked into this room and there's all these babies standing in cribs. Half of them are reaching up to be held, half of them are laying, staring off into space. And so I pick up one, and I'm holding this baby. I notice that my left arm is damp. It's, peed through the diaper onto my arm. And I hold another baby. And as soon as I'm holding these babies, the other ones want to be held. And I only have 2 arms. And then I see this priest walk in, and he sits there in his little chair. He starts praying with his rosaries, and I was pissed. I'm glad I didn't speak French, because he would have heard some French. And I just wanted to say, how can you sit there? These kids need you. A lot of these kids wouldn't be alive the next week. And so I spent an hour with those babies, and then eventually I left. It's made me ask, what was wrong with him? But who really cared more about the babies, me or him? He was still there every single day. And I was just there visiting. And that's haunted me in some ways. So I had the opportunity to volunteer for many, many years, just trying to work through that experience. Still don't know that I've really figured it out. But I do want you to know that what Trinity says is true. One person can make a huge difference. We got started in Haiti. We built an adoption orphanage. And in 2007, that orphanage went independent. Like Madeline said, well over 1,000 kids got adopted from that facility. And because of founders and donors like you. And today, there's an orphanage that we work with in Haiti that we made those connections at that time with another individual who basically inherited an orphanage. He wasn't looking to get an orphanage, but he volunteered and he got sucked in. And they got 31 kids now. And some of our attendees here tonight spent some time raising money to build a school, not just for the orphans, but for another 300 kids in that community. And so kids get go to school every day, even with Haiti like it is right now. And in the evenings, 200 youth are getting technical training in that community. So hopefully we can go back someday soon to Haiti. It's an incredible experience if you have the opportunity to go. But back in 2007, we started going to Mexico, bringing people on trips. Because we're like, if we can't take people to Haiti, we got to take them somewhere so that they can see the work, so that they can connect with the kids and really understand what an opportunity is to make a difference for these kids. So we have many people that we've been working with over the years in Mexico, and that's where we started to create these best practices, or to actually look for best practices, because We thought we were going to build an adoption orphanage in Mexico, realized there's some amazing people doing some great work. What if we were to just support them and help them accomplish more? And that's when we shifted our mission. And today, we have a dedicated team in Mexico that works with all the orphanages actually in the state in some capacity. And we're working with about 11 orphanages right now in a very intimate coaching relationship, because we're able to find the best practice in India, bring it to Mexico, adapt it, package it, turn it into playbooks, and allows everybody to improve the quality of care there. And today, we are taking these best practices all over the world. Just want to highlight one location, because you just heard about Uganda. In Zambia, there's an organization that we've been working with called Every Orphan's Hope. And Every Orphan's Hope has a great program. They get 85% of the kids that come through their orphanage, they get placed into families. And with those placements, they get a lot of notoriety with the government. The government was coming to them and saying, "What are you doing? How are you so effective?" And they said, "Well, we've got this playbook, these best practices that we've been using with the Child's Hope Foundation." And the government said, "Well, can we bring this to the orphanages in Zambia?" And this year, thanks to Every Orphan's Hope, we're taking our program to every single orphanage in the country. And so it's piloting, but it's going well. It's going slow, so we're working with government, but it's going well. So I have a billion-dollar question for you. Let's say somebody shows up and says, "Here's $1 billion. I want you to work to get as many kids as possible into families, get them off the streets, get them out of orphanages and into families." What would you do? What would you need? There's a lot of good answers to that question. But I guarantee one thing you will need are people that work directly with individual children. You'll need people that will figure out that kid's needs and work with them to get them into families. And you're not just going to hire a bunch of people off the street. They're not going to know what to do. You're going, well, there's a lot of business owners in here. I know what you're going to do. You're going to go out and find those people that are having success, and then you're going to steal them. And you're going to say, "Hey, you're working for me now. I'm going to get you to train these other people," so that you're going to build a training program so that everybody is going to be super effective at getting kids into families. Because there's a best practices gap out there. There are so many good-hearted people who are working so hard to help kids, but they don't have the training, they don't have the network, they don't know how to even work to get kids into families. And that's where Child's Hope Foundation has decided we're stepping in. Our goal, our mission, is to take care of children today and build the capacity so that everybody that's already working with those kids in that space have the ability to improve the quality of care today and eventually get them into families tomorrow. And the beautiful thing is, there are so many people that are doing amazing work out there, just like Trinity. Man. Thank you for that message of the power of one. There's so many pockets of excellence out there, but nobody knows what they're doing or how they're doing it, because they're doing their program. They don't have time to go around and teach other people what they're doing. They don't even want to expand most of the time. They want to just do what they do. And so we're going around, and we're not hiring them away, we're not stealing them away, but we are capturing what they're doing, and we're connecting them with other people that are in the space that are doing amazing work as well. We have an organization that we've created called the Thrive Collective. It's for all those people up there, caregivers, social workers, orphanage directors, all these people that are working to make a difference for kids. And they meet multiple times a month online, and we have lots of trainings. In fact, Supriya is one of our sponsors, and they actually come in and they do lots of trainings on avoiding sexual abuse and healing from sexual trauma, and all kinds of amazing practitioners out there that all these best practices that exist, but nobody's taken the time to pull them together. We're the only charity focused on bringing these best practices to the world. And that's where now, with these individuals 435 last time I checked. In fact, 120 people just joined last month for this group, and it's growing pretty well. You can see in black where they work beyond just the places in orange where we're already working. So, the nice thing about this group, they help us find more best practices. They also give each other peer support, because nobody's going to read a book and change their practices. You got to work with people. So we're building cohorts and pulling people together to accomplish more good. Also, it builds demand for our other offerings. So this group is kind of a funnel, bringing in more and more people that can make a difference for kids. I'm going to tell one example of a best practice that we're in the process of packaging right now. There's an amazing organization called Shelter Yetu. They're in Kenya. And Shelter Yetu has an amazing system where they go on the streets, they pick up these boys. They're living, they don't pick them up. They invite them into their homes and say, hey, would you like to come into a place where you don't have to be sleeping in the streets? And but you're not gonna be here for a long time. You're gonna be here for 6 to 9 months. And if you come with us, we're gonna get you connected back in your community where you came from. And we're gonna work really hard to find relatives or others that will take you in. And in this community in Kenya, they bring these boys off, they get them off the glue and the other cheap drugs that they're taking, they get them healthy, and they get them right in the head for a little bit. And then they start to find out where they come from. They ask the boys, and the boys say, well, here's the area I came from. And after they figure that out, they take them to these communities, and they visit for an hour. They mend bridges. They come back next week. They come back 3 weeks later. Now they're staying overnight. Now they're there for a weekend. And eventually these kids are reunited in their families. And they've gotten over 700 kids off the streets and into families that way. Not only that, they still stay in touch with those boys. They visit them every month and then every quarter to make sure that placement's working. This is a best practice that nobody knows about. And now, Shelter Yetu said, hey, we have a lot of people asking us, how are you doing what you're doing? And we're saying, we don't have time to train them. In fact, they don't even have training for their own social workers. They're like, can you help us package this into a playbook so we can train our own social workers and we can train and bring this to the world? So this is a project we're working on this year with Shelter Yetu. We are bringing these best practices to the world. Sure, end with the story of Notori. Notori was a young boy living on the streets for a short period of time because he was separated from his family in the marketplace. And eventually he made his way into an orphanage. And because he was autistic, he couldn't really explain where he came from. He just said he went to a school in the valley. And so every day he would show up with his little backpack, and he'd stand at the orphanage director's door and he'd say, am I going home today? And the orphanage director said, we don't know where your family is, Notori. I'm so sorry. But a social worker that was funded by donors like you, those monthly donors, took a little photo of Notori to school after school after school after school. And after 3 months, somebody said, oh, we recognize that boy. Where's he been? And Notori was able to get reunited with his family. If you guys didn't exist, Notori would still be in an orphanage today. It costs $154 because of all the infrastructure that's already in place. The added value is $154 got Notori into his family. That's a best practice you can fund. Tonight, you are a child's hope. Thank you.